Welcome in to DC On Screen. I'm your host, David C. Robertson. This is my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hello.
We are talking and getting super spoilery, not that it really makes a damn bit of difference, on Lucifer 1x10. Pops.
Well put, sir. Well put. I mean, if you considered each of our kinds of episodes as a separate episode count, then this is episode 110 of DC On Screen beating the hell out of a dead horse.
Oh, no, sir.
You can maybe take 2 episodes out where we weren't just going, come on, do something, show. But I swear, every time, don't we just have to resort to that at some point? Like, give me something.
So, they set it up a long time ago, and it feels like a long time ago, that Chloe's mother on this show is an old sci-fi star, old movie star, was always trying to get her daughter into the business. And she shows up this episode. Yeah, she shows up this episode, and it's Rebecca De Mornay.
Right.
And as soon as I saw her, I was like, oh, look, it's Hellcat's mother, Trisha's mother, playing the same role from Jessica Jones.
Maybe we can use that to pretend this is part of the Marvel universe and push it off on them instead of us.
Right.
Convince Matt and Jeff they should cover it for us.
Yeah, Scott Madison, our buddy Scott, wrote in and said the same thing. He said, Chloe Decker and Trish Walker are clearly sisters. She's the bridge between the Marvel and DC television universes. She is also virtually unrecognizable from her Hand That Rocks the Cradle and Three Musketeers days. I'm not sure what that
I don't remember those at all.
You don't remember the Hand That Rocks the Cradle? I don't remember the Three Musketeers, but I remember the Hand That Rocks the Cradle. I had forgotten she was in that.
I've forgotten both those movies, man.
Oh, man.
The last Three Musketeers I even remember is like the one with Oliver Platt in it. It's been a while since I've seen anything like that.
It's all for one and all for love.
I'm gonna say something that I often hate people saying, but the book is much better.
Oh, I'm sure. I read the Three Musketeers a long time ago, but I don't remember like any of it.
I don't either. But I remember enjoying it a hell of a lot more than I do those movies.
That information is gone. I remember back when we were teenagers, when we were very young teenagers. I remember Matt Carroll of the Marvel podcast, Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast, as we grew up together. He knew all about that Three Musketeers movie, man. He knew all about it. He loved that shit. He was all about that shit. I was just like,
good. He can love it for both of us,
right? But I don't know.
Come on. It's not like I can be trusted. I watched Lake Placid like 12 times.
Damn it. We've been talking about Three Musketeers, and now we're talking about Lake Placid.
Yeah, we should just bail on that. We'll try to force ourselves to talk about this show.
For those of you who actually listen to our Lucifer reviews, like, it is really hard for us. You guys know it's really hard for us to stay on point when we're talking about this show.
God, yeah.
The Lucifer episodes have just become their own little pocket universe of Bat Wiener. Episodes. We're just talking about random bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's so hard.
And I'll give it this. The show, this episode finally had a couple of lines that actually cracked me up again. I don't know if anything changed or if they were just funnier, but like something about like perhaps the killer simply ran out of thermometers. That made me laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
Even May's just like, is this a Shirley Temple? And she just drops a cherry in the glass. Sure. All right. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. I kind of liked Maze going to the therapist, but...
Oh, and the heroin inspector. Your spoons aren't up to grade. It was... I don't know. He was funny again in a way, but it's where we get every time, man.
I kind of laughed when he was like, when the place caught on fire, and he says, when it caught on fire, they hung a lantern on it because the place caught on fire really quickly. And Lucifer's like, this place can't possibly be up to code. I did laugh. I did.
Right. Oh, and she, like, that was one of those ridiculous scenes, too. Like, she's completely out of ideas, and the best idea he has is, here, put a cloth over your face. I'll just carry us out of here. What?
So,
really?
I knew it was the girl. I knew it was the chick that was his apprentice that burned down, or that killed him.
Yeah, it's part of the Law and Order effect. The
second person you talk to.
The worst actor or actress. Yeah, the second person rule works too. But the worst actor or actress that you talk to in the first 10 minutes of the film, if you see a bad actor or actress with disproportionately big amounts of screen time, that person did it.
Also tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was bad.
By the way, he he is. I'm finally fully on board with you on this. He is actively murdering the use of the word douche. We're watching the death of that word. Mm-hmm. There's no joy in it left.
Yep. Well, the douche, I think, was murdered, so...
Well, that's another thing I had on the show was like, if this is a real show, Dan is dead, period. That's what real actors do. That's what real characters do. Mm-hmm. That guy's dead. If Dan is not dead, this show at this point has forfeited the little tenuous strains it had on being a real show.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know about a real show. I'm just hoping for myself.
Yeah, that's true. You just do not like Kevin Alejandro.
I really don't like him.
Don't know why.
I don't
it's
know.
A chemical thing. So it's just...
Well...
I liked him a hell of a lot more in True Blood. But he had more to do. They gave him real scenes. You know, he's been pretty static every other time we've seen him.
Yeah. Also, his head looks like a big wart.
I don't know what the hell that means.
I don't either.
And I don't think any of the characters within the show agree with you in any capacity. But...
No.
It's okay, Dave. Just ain't your type.
Rebecca De Mornay is over here talking about how hot he is or whatever. I'm just like, ugh.
The therapist expressed...
he looks like a British claymation, like with the sheep or something.
I have no idea what you're getting at with that.
I don't know how to say it. He looks like a fat-headed Stephen Merchant. I don't know. Just forget it. I don't know how to describe what I'm thinking in my head. The things that are in my head are not working out. So anyway, that happens from time to time.
Ripcord.
Scott tells us, this show can go bugger itself. Every time I make a poopy and potty, I think to myself, I made something better than Lucifer. Why do I still watch? Because I'm prepping to start a scripted podcast and I use Lucifer as a roadmap of what not to do.
It's a fair point. Even within the thing that keeps annoying us is within the course of each episode, there's enough plot crap where you're watching going, come on now, no, you can't do that. And we're not talking about the show as a serial show over the course of its season. We're talking about within this one episode, you can't have the 8-year-old Uber something. She can't get herself to a bar. Uber drivers don't do that. I'm almost certain that is in the rules somewhere.
Right.
Oh, by the way, Trixie did pretty well with her scene. Damn it.
She did, but again, like the cutesy kid thing, I'm over it, man. Like the one thing I did enjoy with her was like when she sees Lucifer and he jumps back, like
he literally jumps back and says like, "Oh, get back!" Yeah. They amuse me every now and then. I'll tell you though, the biggest problem I had with the episode is this, man. After that dinner, like Lucifer's continued existence in their lives in any capacity is less believable at this point than her not believing he's the devil. Because there's no way you pull that boner at dinner and still get to be a part of these people's lives.
What did he do at dinner? I can't even remember.
He brought everything he possibly could up. It was just a simple matter of of just absolutely lighting the thing on fire. It couldn't work. And what amazes me more than that is like I know, and I hate myself for saying this, but I know it's one of those things I see in other shows. I'm like, oh, they tied that in well. And when I see him doing it here, it feels syrupy. But when he starts talking later, he's like, I'm telling you, y'all's issues just really remind me of my dad. I'm like, of course they do. Fucking of course they do. Because that's how the show has to work. Everything has to get back to a dad conversation in the most clumsy way you can possibly conceive. And yeah, I'm watching it going like, yeah, I mean, the show's about 15% snark, 83% exposition, and 2% story. So surely in that 83%, you found a way to get back to a parenting conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. By the way, this episode had the lowest ratings yet at 3.76.
Sounds right.
I'm just surprised it's not going down quicker. That's all I'm saying. I don't know.
They waited too late, man. They got. I know for us as viewers that it worked this way. If they had started getting into stuff by episode like 3 or 4, we might actually be trying to pitch for it somehow. But
well, I mean, God help me, I never thought I'd actually use the phrase, but the stuff they even have gotten into at this point is weak sauce.
Right. They've only hinted at it, and they've only given you enough hints to kind of. Even a casual viewer at this point's half forgetting what they're doing and half not caring.
Yeah. Malcolm is an awful character. He's awful. It's like, once again, this episode, he's forgotten about hell.
Right.
And he's like, just being a bastard.
Yeah.
It's just, I hate him. I hate Dan. I hate The whole show is pretty bad, man. It's
Well,
just,
at the very end there, Maze comes back and says, I made a friend, and she basically asked the therapist out on a girl date. I watched that and I was like, you know what? I would rather go see like a sister comedy with those two than watch this show. Like, I would rather watch a nice 30-minute show about those two and their inexplicable friendship than I would rather watch the Lucifer detective show.
See, I don't even want to see that. It's just this.
I could feel you on that. I totally could. Here's the thing. I wouldn't bother trying to give you the elevator pitch, man. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't waste my time.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's like the Malcolm Aminadil Dan plan doesn't make sense to me.
No, not at all.
And I can't imagine like Mazikeen as the character that we've known for the first 9 episodes. I can't imagine her actually wanting to visit the therapist and then wanting to be friends with her. Like she loosened up and lightened up a lot in this episode.
Yeah,
to the point where it was like uncharacteristic.
And they give her an explanation, but it's just like so many things in the show. Just I don't know where to draw the line anymore between we've gotten so disappointed that everything's falling flat unnecessarily, or no, that just actually fell flat and you didn't do a good enough job. Mm-hmm. I've lost track of where that line is. But, they gave her a reason. It's like, well, I'm going to be here for a while, so I have to figure out how to be a normal person. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, not quite good enough, but okay. At least it's perfunctorily has an explanation. And you know what's sad? There's a moment where I'm watching this, and I know people enjoy it. I know there have to be those people. I can go find, discussions and comment threads where people have really enjoyed the show. And I'm watching it, and I feel like I can relate to the people who watched BVS and just couldn't find a fuck,
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Or, the comment we heard a lot about BVS is like, well, it just wasn't enjoyable. Well, I'm feeling you sometimes on this.
On Lucifer?
Yeah.
Well, we don't like Lucifer. Well, okay. The more I look around, the more I find people who are saying, people who enjoy procedurals like this, and even they're saying, it's not even like a good one of those.
Right.
Look, man. Yeah, hey.
No, the people who actually know all the different Law and Orders, the people who know all the NCISs and who spun off from that, even those people are watching this show going, yeah, they're doing a poor job of it.
Look, man, I've needed to get my oil changed from time to time. I've needed to have, wheels aligned. You sit down in the little lobby, the little waiting area there. Yeah, I've watched a Law and Order. Right. And I wanted to know who killed the guy or the girl or whatever the hell. I've seen
it at least aroused mild curiosity.
I've seen episodes of Bones. I've seen episodes of House. Like,
right.
Shit, man, I grew up on Murder, She Wrote. There were plenty of procedurals that I've watched and enjoyed, even if I couldn't be bothered with them on a weekly basis.
And every now and then we referred to ones that were like that had a procedural format that we just thought did such a good job with it that we didn't care that it didn't have that you'd only get one part of the story all season. Like there's the Quantum Leaps of the world that we know that was what's Sam going to deal with this week, and it's barely going to tie in for seasons. Mm-hmm. But it was just a good show.
Yeah, this ain't them.
No.
So. Sorry, Lucifer, you're a bad show. Sorry, Jerry Bruckheimer. How did you get roped into this?
I don't know. That's one of the least explained. Maybe there is a real Lucifer and he made a bad deal with him.
No, the Jerry Bruckheimer thing is actually it makes more sense than anything else I can think of. Like, really? I saw those National Treasure movies.
That's true. Yeah.
No.
Oh, did you? They always have about one good line about him and his about him and creation in general, and this one was, "You're kind of person who puts the needs of others before their own. It's a horrible irony that my father invented." Mm-hmm. That one got a decent chuckle out of me. But then we were back because there was so much more they were supposed to do with this, man. Like we're like we said that the guy himself, like Tom Ellis, can act if you actually throw him a scene. And they'll do this to us. They'll give us an episode where he finally gets to do something big, like, intimidate Spider and watch a priest die. And, it's a nice... They actually give him a good scene. Mm-hmm. And then we get back to this crap.
Yep. If this gets renewed...
to take themselves seriously enough.
If this gets renewed while Constantine got canceled, man...
There's no justice in the world, Dave.
There's no justice. I'm going to be beside myself.
Mm-hmm. I'll be beside him.
When they actually...
Being beside myself.
You guys watch out for it. When they renew Lucifer, which they probably will. They renew Lucifer, I'm going to post a picture of myself Photoshopped next to myself.
This thing, like, people will know when the show gets renewed, because then we won't have to actually broadcast an episode. They're just going to hear our screams and wails from wherever they are in the world. Just that cry of no.
Yep, that's what's going.
No wires required.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I am curious about something. Yeah, Lucifer has a higher rating on Rotten Tomatoes than Batman vs Superman. Oh man.
Oh, we've already expressed our confusion about that on record.
Which, I mean, okay, apparently that's been the case since the pilot, so I can see the pilot maybe, but getting a 49%, but, yeah. Anyway, well, I think that about does it for our weekly We Hate Lucifer episode.
Yeah, the horse has been well done for the week.
Oh, look, I see a rib. We are DC on Screen.
We'll get to him next week.
We are DC on Screen. You can find every episode at dconscreen.com. You can find us on iTunes and Stitcher. We are a proud member of the Giant Size Team Up Network. We did recently talk about Batman vs Superman with a roundtable of people on Breaking the Panel. Go check out Breaking the Panel. Our episode should be up within the next day or so. We did that with these guys, Matt, Carol, and Jeff Randall, the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast. They were also on the show. Next episode, we are getting into The Flash. 217
sweet,
flashback.
Blessed relief.
Until then, keep some DC on your screen.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Here's to choice, to making your voice be heard, to getting exactly what you want, especially when you eat. At Subway restaurants, you choose your freshly baked bread, meats, cheese, and veggies to make a sub that's just right for you. Come in and create yours today. Subway, eat fresh.